Let me begin by thanking all of you. What a fantastic turnout. Thank you so much. And let me thank Jim Sobel and Nick Zano and Francis Fisher and Hollis Longware and Adriana Aravallo and Gil Cedillo, Kendrick Sampson, and let me give a special thanks to a very good friend of mine and one of the great actors in our country, Danny Glover. Danny is not only an extraordinary actor, but as many of you know, he has spent his entire adult life fighting for economic justice, social justice, racial justice. Danny, thank you for all that you've done. Let me also take this opportunity to say a word of thanks to the people of Kentucky. In a closed primary, something I am not all that enthusiastic about, where independents are not allowed to vote, where Secretary Clinton defeated Barack Obama by 250,000 votes in 2008, it appears tonight that we're going to end up with about half of the delegates from Kentucky. Thank you all for coming out, because this is, in a sense, the beginning of the final push to win California. And by the way, I should tell you that there are a lot of people out there, many of the pundits and politicians, they say Bernie Sanders should drop out. The people of California should not have the right to determine who the next president will be. Well, let me be as clear as I can be. I agree with you. We are in to the last ballot is cast. You know, when we began this campaign a little over a year ago, we were 60 points behind Secretary Clinton in the polls. We had no political organization, no money, very little name recognition. The media and the pundits determined that we were a fringe candidacy. And nobody thought that this campaign was going anywhere. And on top of all of that, we were taking on the most powerful political organization in the country, an organization that elected Bill Clinton twice and ran a strong campaign for Hillary Clinton in 2008. Well, a lot has changed in the last year. As of today, we have won 19 state primaries and caucuses, and over 9 million votes. No one can predict the future, but I think we have a real shot to win primaries in a number of the states that will be coming up. don't tell Secretary Clinton she might get nervous. I think we're going to win here in California. And as all of you know, California has 475 pledged delegates. And let me mention something else. I am especially proud that in, I believe, every primary and caucus, those we won and those we lost, we have received a significant majority of the votes of young people. By the way, you know, one of the things about getting older, the older you get, you know, people who are older appear to be younger. That's what it is. So we are winning people 45 years of age or younger. And what that tells me is that our vision, a vision of social justice, economic justice, racial justice, and environmental justice, that is the future of this country. As of today, I am proud to tell you that taking on virtually the entire Democratic establishment, almost all of the senators, the members of the House, mayors, governors, we have won over 45% of the pledged delegates. And in a couple of weeks, if we can win big in New Jersey, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Montana, and California, we have the possibility it will be a steep climb. I recognize that. But we have the possibility of going to Philadelphia with a majority of the pledged delegates. Now, some people say that we've got a steep hill to climb to do that, and that is absolutely true. But you know what? Together, we have been climbing that steep hill from day one in this campaign. And we're going to continue to fight for every last vote until June 14th, and then we're going to take our fight into the convention. You know, there is a lot of discussion about the role of super PACs. And I am very proud to tell you that I am the only candidate running for president who does not have a super PAC. We made a decision when we began this campaign that we were not going to beg Wall Street or corporate America or billionaires for campaign contributions. And as of today, without a super PAC, we have received almost 8 million individual campaign contributions. Anybody know what that average contribution is? That's right. $27 And what that shows the world at a time when big money is dominating our political process, that you can run a strong, winning national campaign without begging billionaires for campaign contributions. Mention something that a lot of people may not be aware of, and that is that virtually every national and state poll taken in the last 6 weeks, in all of those polls, we are defeating Donald Trump. Defeating Trump in most cases by double digits in almost every case. In almost every case, whether it is a national poll or a state poll, we do much better against Trump than does Secretary Clinton. The poll just came out, I think it was yesterday, in the state of Georgia, not a very good state for us. Trump was beating Secretary Clinton by 4 points. We were beating him by 5 points. If the Democratic Party wants to be certain that Donald Trump is defeated, and that we must do, we together are the campaign to do that. And it is not just the polls. Polls go up, polls go down. What it is that our campaign has the energy and the enthusiasm and the grassroots capability to make certain that in November, in the general election, we have a huge voter turnout. Here is a political truism. When the voter turnout is low and people are demoralized and don't come out to vote, Republicans win. When there is excitement and energy and people are prepared to stand up and fight back, progressives and Democrats win. That is our campaign. I don't have to explain to anybody here that the American people will not elect a candidate like Donald Trump, who insults Mexicans and Latinos, who insults Muslims, who insults women and veterans, and who, as a leader of the so-called birther movement, tried to delegitimize the presidency of our first African-American president. We will not accept as president a man who wants to give hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks to billionaire families like his, but who has told us that we don't have to worry about raising the starvation minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. We will not accept a president who recklessly talks about using nuclear weapons and who changes his mind every day on every issue. Let me also say a word to the leadership of the Democratic Party. And that is that the Democratic Party is going to have to make a very, very profound and important decision. It can do the right thing and open its doors and welcome into the party people who are prepared to fight for real economic and social change. That is the Democratic Party I want to see, bringing in people who are willing to take on Wall Street, to take on corporate greed, and to take on a fossil fuel industry which is destroying this planet. So I say to the leadership of the Democratic Party, open the doors, let the people in. The other option for the Democratic Party, which I see as a very sad and tragic option, is to choose to maintain its status quo structure, remain dependent on big money campaign contributions, and be a party with limited participation and limited energy. And a party which, incredibly, is allowing a right-wing extremist Republican Party to capture the votes of a majority of working people in this country. Now, I come from the working class of this country, and I will be damned if we will allow the Republican Party, whose job is to represent the rich and the powerful, to win the votes of working class Americans. Now, let me say a word about why I think this campaign is doing so well. And you know why? Because we are doing something very unusual. We are telling the American people the truth. And here is a very important truth. If we as a nation do not get our act together, this great nation is going to slip into an oligarchic form of society where a handful of billionaires control our political and economic life. Let me tell you how absurd it is. Just announced the other day, the Koch brothers, second wealthiest family in America, a a family worth tens of billions of dollars, extremely right-wing, are contributing over $40 million to try to make the United States Senate stay Republican. $40 million. And here is what is even crazier. A guy named Sheldon Adelson, also one of the wealthiest people in America. This is a billionaire who is prepared to contribute huge sums of money to another billionaire named Donald Trump. The American people are sick and tired of billionaires running our economy and our political life. Together, we are going to overturn this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision. And we're going to move toward public funding of elections. I want this country to be a vibrant democracy. And that means whether you're progressive, conservative, moderate, if you want to run for office, you should not have to beg millionaires for campaign contributions. I want this country to have one of the highest voting turnout rates in the world, not one of the lowest. But before we will have the opportunity to defeat Donald Trump, we're going to have to defeat Secretary Clinton. A campaign is about issues and ideas, and let me very briefly and straightforwardly tell you some of the differences between Secretary Clinton and myself. Number one, I am proud to tell you I don't have a super PAC and I don't get money from Wall Street and other speculations. Secretary Clinton has a number of super PACs. And in the last filing period, reported receiving $15 million from Wall Street. Our job is to take on Wall Street, not to take their money. Minimum wage of $7.25 is a starvation wage. Secretary Clinton wants to raise that to $12 an hour. That's okay, but it is not good enough. Hold that sign up. Let everybody see it. We're talking about a fight for $15 an hour. And I'm proud to tell you, I have been on the picket line with those workers. They are standing up and fighting for a living wage, and all of us will stand with them.
For a second.